was looking north from the left side. Order 2, no problem. Check your right level. Jack up on your right wing. Put your left on off. Right to the control now. For to reduce your speed, give me another. Roger, leader. So what's the RPM of jet engine? Leader, it's reading 0. Order 2 will make a steady approach. Mushshak, go on, leader. Go on, leader, Mushshak, go ahead. Request priority landing number 2 escort left engine flame out will be long panels in 1 minute. Go check your gears down now. Roger, gears coming down now. Mushshak, go to the short panels. Over to you.
Keep coming down, number 2. Keep coming down. Okay, hold your height now. That looks good. Throttle coming back. All the way idle now. Okay, that's good. Call under control.
Moments of crisis in the air, infrequent in peacetime, become an actuality in war. War or peace, it is the composure of the officer in command of the aircraft, his skills and reflexes, which make the difference between triumph and tragedy. A normal young man in the service of the Pakistan Air Force and of his country. For him, moments of crisis can also be moments of thrills.
How are you? Fine, thank you. I heard you met with an emergency?
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
What happened that I was recovering with Lieutenant Shahid after an air combat mission.
Yeah.
He was in close formation. So suddenly I felt yaw towards the left side. Immediately I broke off, looked inside. Left engine was unwinding. EGT was dropping. So I knew it was a flame out. So I attempted a restart, but no joy, the engine had ceased. So I told Lieutenant Shah that I'll be recovering independently. And then I recovered through straighten approach, landed safely.
You made a high-speed landing or something because it was a straighten approach?
No, speeds was controllable. I could manage to control them. They were in limit.
Here's a young man with a difference.
Thank you, sir.
Normal young men become men with a difference for good reason, with thought and planning, with effort. The efforts begin at an early age, immediately after matriculation from school. At the PAF College in Sargodha, the young flight cadets are put through a 4-year course of study and training that leads to the degree of Bachelor of Science with the accent on aerosciences. They gain instruction in languages, mathematics, and science. The theoretical grounding they acquire ensures that in later years they will be officers not only with skills, but also with a sound base of education. The laboratories introduce them to the design and working of the machines and instruments of their future profession. The courses of study are regularly updated and give the young cadet an appreciation of the rapidly changing world of technology. He is encouraged to read and inculcates the value of using libraries. He takes in literature that carries him beyond his prescribed textbooks. Excitement, of course, is when learning can be had by means of hobbies, the very stuff of being young, curious, and inventive. For the flight cadet, there could be no hobby so motivating as aero modeling. Some of the models he makes may never fly, and from that he will learn. Others will, and the lad will be filled with understanding and pride. Here, too, they get their earliest experience of powered gliders. They get their first good look at trainer aircraft. Boys everywhere, at one time or another, dream of flying. Now the first necessary steps have been taken, and when these young men graduate from the PAF College, they are in the world with open eyes and eager minds, equipped to pass on to the business of learning to become flyers. The PAF Academy in Risalpur is, as one might say, the centerpiece of the PAF strategy of making leaders out of men. Flight cadets are here for one whole year, a year filled with intense activity, directed at developing the qualities of mind, body, and instinct. Some of the work is academic and theory-oriented. The acquisition of skills must begin with understanding, and skilled instructors guide their charges through the unraveling mysteries of aircraft design and aerodynamics, the aircraft engine, and the armaments they will one day control to ensure peace in the skies above their country. This is a complex and multidisciplined age, this age of technology in which we live, and the young flyer-to-be is taught to anchor his confidence in an intimate knowledge of the tools of his future trade. Throughout his year at the Academy, the flight cadet will also be toning up the muscles of his body. First, of course, in the necessary discipline of the profession, para-jumping. Pursuits which are for other people forms of recreation, for the cadet are recreation and more. He learns to combat the effects of disorientation. Physical skills, courage, and versatility will prepare him as the man of crisis. The martial arts teach him to use his reflexes. Grace and agility will become his natural style. What more pleasurable way could one wish for of learning to be a man of steel? Instruction in flying begins with the simulator. Still on the ground, the flight cadet begins to get the feel of the cockpit. He learns about controls, instruments, procedures. Soon, it's time to go up. At first, the instructor is by his side in the Mushshak, a two-seater trainer aircraft. then, one day, he does it alone. In the words of the ancient Pakistani proverb, learning to flex his own wings. The conversion from piston-engined aircraft to jets is a milestone in the cadet's tenure at the Academy. In the altitude chamber, he is tested and trained in levels of endurance under conditions of high altitude. Doctors keep a close watch through observation windows. The cadet is capable now of breathing only through his oxygen mask in the sealed low-pressure chamber. Presently, he is put through a series of exercises that gauge his endurance and the effects on his consciousness. Oxygen masks are tested. And the flight cadet is ready to begin to come to grips with the jet age. The T-37 is a two-seater trainer aircraft. The initial flights are undertaken with the instructor by his side. One day, he will have completed his mandatory 200 hours of flying. The fledgling cadet is now on the threshold of adulthood. Meanwhile, in the progress cell back on the ground, a continuing log is being maintained on the progress and performance of each trainee. Academic and practical work, ability in flying, qualities of leadership and character. Data on all these and more are fed into the system that will determine the rating each cadet earns at the end of his year at Risalpur. process of learning never ends, but today its journeys end for one class of flight cadets at Risalpur. During their 12 months here, they've learned to fly. But along with that, more than that, they've learned about character and self-discipline and the elements of leadership. Every lad dreams of flying, but these young men have no further need for dreams. We're now with the officers of the force. At progressive stages in their careers as defenders of the skies, they will take conversion courses to new types of aircraft, new responsibilities, new technologies. The responsibilities of the Pakistan Air Force are many-faceted, and its personnel must be prepared for all kinds of missions. At the Transport Conversion School, the force readies itself to undertake all those assignments, both of peacetime and war, which call for transportation through the skies. The drama of life in the Air Force changes its colors with each passing day, with each fresh responsibility. Yet another challenge presents itself, and the spirits soar ever higher. It is a life for those for whom the experience of challenge is synonymous with the elixir of thrills. Every mission undertaken is preceded by a briefing session. The minutest detail is discussed, all objectives and procedures determined in advance. In the air, the key words are preparedness and precision. Pakistan, itself a kaleidoscope of color, extends from the warm seas of the south to the most formidable of mountain ranges. For those who people the snowbound reaches of the wintry north, the PAF is on occasion their only lifeline from the outside world. Nestling in these same mountain ranges, at a height of more than 3,000 meters above sea level, is the PAF Skiing and Survival School at Naltar. Flyers of the force must be prepared for all kinds of exigencies. Here they learn to cope with and to survive in snow. Elsewhere in the country, officers take courses in survival in the desert, the jungle, and in all conditions unforeseen, which the commitment to preparedness dictates. A vital specialization for officers of the Air Force is in the orbit of bomber aircraft. The bomber, as anyone in the world with memories of war will testify, is a denizen of the night. It prowls in the hours of darkness, flying low to avoid detection. To command this nocturnal mammoth calls for special skills and special conversion courses. Like the heart that pumps clean blood into the system and keeps it going, there is at every air base the technical branch, a body of engineers and technicians that keep the aircraft in a constant state of airworthiness. Aircraft logs and history sheets keep them informed of the state of health of each single machine. Inspections and overhauls are planned accordingly. Periodic inspection of each aircraft comes after 25 and 50 hours. After 100 hours, the aircraft is taken apart and each component carefully serviced. Defective parts are removed, serviced, or replaced. Every single component is subjected to the most rigorous checks on special test benches. Does the work of reassembly commence, like some giant jigsaw puzzle being put together. Who are the people that form this skilled and knowledgeable crew? Where are they trained? Whence comes the dedication to perfection? The Recruits Training School in Kohat takes in young lads after matriculation and gives them a base of intellectual and physical instruction in the first instance. They get their earliest introduction here to the equipment they will later have learned to use. They begin to understand some of the underlying theoretical principles. They overcome their awe of technology. Some of them are here for 6 to 9 months, depending on the course, and then, after further trade training, will qualify as aircraftsmen. Others are at Kohat for a whole year, and will then take apprenticeship courses to qualify as junior technicians.
1, 2, 3, 4, up, down, right.
Physical drills and exercises keep them fit and strong. A vigorous physique makes for a confident personality, and the disciplines they acquire will serve them in good stead when they come to working as a well-drilled team. Living together in an environment demanding self-respect and precision, learning together, learning to fight together. Already the beginnings appear of esprit de corps. Out of this spirit will grow that dedication to service which the Pakistan Air Force seeks. Training school over, the young airmen-to-be find themselves in the PAF schools of electronics and avionics in Korangi. Here, their training becomes more specialized and intensive. For junior technicians, it lasts for 2 years. When they leave, they are fully trained airmen. The backbone of the Air Force, anonymous, but skilled, dedicated, professional. The work of the maintenance crews begins just as soon as an aircraft lands. As in any good hospital, if all is well with its machinery, it is checked and turned around into further duty with minimum loss of time. The slightest flaw, and it is detained for intensive checks. Test pilots of the PAF are highly experienced flyers. After maintenance and overhaul, they take each aircraft up and put it through its paces. These are the most rigorous of tests. If the test pilot says the aircraft has come out of them successfully, that is the fittest testimonial to the crews that serviced it. The PAF College of Aeronautical Engineering in Korangi, in the suburbs of Karachi, brings together in its courses of study the force's commitment to professionalism and the academic disciplines of a higher institution of learning. Its reputation is worldwide, and candidates from countries overseas regularly gain admission. These are highly specialized, highly professional courses. The academic year is a long one, and the work of as much as 5 years is achieved in academic terms spreading over just 3.5 years. The college offers courses in aerospace and avionics, and these are handled by a teaching faculty qualified in the state-of-the-art of contemporary technology internationally. The laboratories and workshops are equipped with the most sophisticated teaching materials. On completion, students graduate with the coveted degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Aerospace or Avionics, qualified to take up professional assignments or to go on for postgraduate work anywhere in the world. Worthiness is the paramount consideration of the PAF at all times, peace or war. War exercises are a part of the continuing disciplines that keep both the flyers and their machines in peak condition. clear defense alert can be sounded at any moment, night or day. At every operational base of the Air Force, personnel and machines stand ready to be airborne within moments of the command being issued. It is the duty of the Pakistan Air Force, of its personnel, seen and unseen, to serve their countrymen in peacetime, wherever there is need for access through the skies. It is their privilege to defend their countrymen in war against aggression from the skies. For this, they strive constantly. No mission is impossible. No challenge too daunting. For them, the sky's the limit.